Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby.
Hubcap.
And today we are doing a test chart for some watercolor pencils that I was sent called the Hippie Crafter. There's 72 in the set, so I had to come up with a big old board to do this, and a simple sunflower so we can test the colors. And I'm going to show you why we are testing colors before we put them on our burning. Alrighty, so let's say hi to Andrea, Burl, Teresa. And once everybody gets in, we'll show what Burl sent us. It's so awesome. Alright, so there is a reason to do this testing. And I'm going to pull out this board. I haven't touched this board since September of 2018 when we did a live on doing the colors. These are the Arteza Real Brush Pens, the 24 set, and the colored pencils. After the live, I did add more color pencil to make it brighter. And this was in my east window, which is my window right here, from September 2018 to, I believe I pulled it out October of 2019. And I just haven't looked to see what the colors look like. We can already see up here they really faded, but we expected that. Make sure I don't have any. We expected it to really fade. Hey, Sheila.
Was there a color in each one of those blocks up top?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So
this is what happens when dye comes in contact with sunlight and UV light. It like disappears. Now, I don't know how much color is going to be left of these real brush pens under my control color right here. So we will definitely find that out. And that's the same with the colored pencils as well. We'll find, and these are the older color pencils. They have new pencils. I don't have those. And it's whatever. But you can see what dye, just by, without us even pulling to see our control.
Is
what
the control
dye?
Underneath?
Yes, the control is under the tape.
Okay.
So we are about to find out. So this is what, when I discuss light fast issues, this is light fast issues. Now on these, I did not spray any UV layer, I don't believe. I'm going to have to cut the tape just to get it off. So look at that. We can see the difference right there. Look at that. Look how that pinks just completely disappeared. And we can tell that it's been in the sun because the wood is darker. This was the original color of the wood. So this way we can see what happens. Wow. We really lost a lot of color. Wow. Let's go to the next color. So this is why we do test boards of products that we want to use on our wood burning. Now we also have to remember the colors do react differently with wood. And so another reason to test is to see what's going to happen with that wood. So I'm making this test board back here for watercolor pencils that I know they list them as professional grade, so I'm going to have to contact the company and find out what their definition of professional grade is, because theirs may be different than mine. Look at that. Wow. Wow. So each of the blocks are this big, and I do feel spray on here actually. So even UV spray did not, I feel the spray. Let me check just to make sure. It's been so long, I'll have to go back and look at the live to see if I mentioned doing UV spray. I'm almost positive I did, but because this is dyes, even UV spray is not going to do a whole lot for them. Wow. Even our colors that were our controls have faded. Some of them. And they had no access to light. That's why they were covered up, but even some of these faded. So this is what's going to happen to your wood burning if you use a dye-based color. Even with UV spray, you're going to lose that color. It's going to wash out, it's going to gray, and this is like the only color that actually, the red, that actually stayed somewhat red. Wow. Even the browns.
So, if I could just, I see a lot of pyrographers who like put a lot of emphasis on color,
Yep.
and they're planning on having that color carry part of that burning, and if they do that, then and they didn't plan for the fading effect, then it's going to really affect the final piece.
Wow.
So
Yep.
that makes more sense now why you do burning and add accents, because even if you lose the colors for some reason, your burning's still there, you know. But you're also very careful about, you know,
The products I use.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
That's cool.
I'm trying to see if I can feel if I put UV spray.
That's a really dramatic,
Isn't it?
example.
This is like the perfect example of what, when I discuss light fastness and worrying about the products you're using, this is the example as to why.
Yeah. And then, so like, unless somebody has somebody like you who can test this stuff, you know.
Well, in fairness, Artisan never claimed these watercolor brush pens to be light fast.
Well, no, I get that, but
They never claimed
what
it.
I'm saying is that unless you have somebody that has done the testing, you won't know if you know how the colors are gonna keep over time, unless you test them yourself, and then that takes time.
Yep.
So that's a lot of payoff for time invested. This is what,
There's a lot of information
That's
I've
a year?
received. Yeah, I tested these for a year, and then I pulled them for 2 years and forgot about them. And every time I thought about it, I was thinking about doing this, but it really needed to be on camera. So we can see some of these.
Most of them did pretty good.
Most of them did pretty good, yeah. But some of them did fade slightly. Look at the pinks.
Yeah, that's what
These are pinks that have faded to white.
Yeah.
Now, in all fairness, pinks and purples tend to have the most light fast issues. But this is the original color that was covered up, and that is what had turned to. So all the pigment used to make that pink completely faded, and it only left us with the white. That's crazy. Looks like this happened down here too, because I didn't have all these whites on the board.
So we also have Sonia and Carrie.
Hey, Sonia. Hey, Carrie.
Okay, that's
Where'd all the peoples? Oh, wrong line. All right, let's go to the next line. So anywhere you see white, that actually was the color. In all fairness, though, they have one plus for this color, which means not light fast. And the beauty of us living in Arizona is most art companies who test light fast test here or in Florida. They normally test in Phoenix, but because we're in Flagstaff and have less of an atmosphere, the tests are just as equal here, even though we don't get as hot.
Well, we're closer to the sun.
We're closer to the sun. Wow, look at that. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So we lost our purple, we lost a blue, we lost a green, we lost all of those.
Spencer's here.
Hey, Spencer. Wow. Oh, we lost this. I don't know if that was, I don't have the pencils anymore. I actually give them to the neighbor for art therapy. I don't know if that's a blue or if that is a purple right there.
It looks white.
Yeah, it's white now.
But
Oh, it could be the white pencil, huh? But even the white pencil should have more pluses. There should be 3. So anyway, we can really see. And see, these colors on the top I did during the live. I just extended them down so that I had a bigger test area. Alrighty, our last line. Wow. So we lost the magenta, the purple. See how it grayed out? We lost a gray. I think that one's about the same. So this is why we do tests. That right there. Let me try to back this out. Camera's going to be in my face. And I'll take a photo of this and post it. Again, Artisan never claimed the real brush pens were light fast. I just wanted to test them to show you guys what happens when something is not light fast. But some of these, okay, I think the 1 plus is supposed to be their highest, and their 3 plus is their lowest, because that can't be the highest. We lost pink and pink and pink and pink and pink.
That's weird that the higher number of pluses are worse.
And unfortunately, that's another problem within the color pencil community. Actually, within all of the art community brands that have light fast ratings. Some go by the blue wool scale like Derwent, which is like 1 to 8. And over here, we use a different scale. So it's crazy. You have to look at the scales in order to understand what you're looking at.
Greg's here. So is
Hey, Greg.
Clark.
Hey, Marcus. Special cocoa on this beautiful cloudy
You
Yule.
get special cocoa?
Yes.
Oh.
Alright, so do we have any questions? I can't remember if I sprayed it. The grain could have raised. It feels like I sprayed, but I'm not 100% sure if I did. I'll have to go back and look to see if I told you guys I would. But see, you can see how much the wood changes as well. The more sun it has hitting it directly. That's why you don't want your art pieces hanging in direct sunlight. Whether it's burnings or color or whatever. In order to protect them, you need, and this is not like fully varnished, but it will still happen under varnish if there's not UV.
Sky Tower wants to know, does the color fade even if you seal?
Yes, it will. I'm almost positive I seal, but yes, it will still fade even if you seal.
I mean, even if you have like a UV spray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm trying to, it feels like I sprayed. I just don't remember what side I sprayed. You know what? I'm almost positive I sprayed. I just don't remember what side it is. But as we can see on both sides, they faded. So whether it was under UV spray or direct, they all faded. Now down here, I don't feel, that's tape I feel. I'm trying to feel. I don't feel UV spray down here. I may have done it up here to see if the UV spray would protect the color. So stains, watercolor brush pens, those are all dye based. And this is what happens with dye. And when I'm talking stain, I'm talking wood stain. Wood stain will do the exact same thing because they're all dye based. That's why we want pigment base in order for it to be more light fast.
So,
right.
Lynx Lady is here.
Hey, Shirley.
And I already mentioned Sky Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, Sky.
Yep.
Alrighty, so let's get going on our new one. Look at those pinks. And those are colored pencils. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
At how much we lost.
Yeah.
In color. See, is that?
I did a commission for a comic.
This is the white. Sorry, this is the white. This is a blue. Because this is a plus. This is 2 plus. That's a blue. And I can see a blue tint. So go ahead.
I did a commission for a comic book store a long time ago. And this was acrylic paints. And
still have that happen?
It was a pretty large piece. It was like 2 foot by 3 foot. And so they liked it. And I came back years later and they had it taped to their window.
Oh.
And all the color was gone. It looked like a sepia print. Like all the color was gone. There was no color left in it. It was still fine, but it was just, shades of, it was monochromatic. It was really faded.
Alright. So, I have 72 squares here. Some of my lines were off, so I redrew them to straighten them out. Can you hand me those pencils to okay, keep spinning. Keep spinning.
Where
right there.
Are these?
Yes.
Okay.
So these are the colors, these are the pencils that I'm going to be testing. And that will probably be in the video by itself. But we have a lot of pinks in here. Ooh, they're all washed out because of the light. There we go.
So these are Hippie Crafter?
Yeah. And they don't have they don't have light fast numbers on them, which tells me they are not light fast. So they are a cheaper pencil that may be more affordable for those who are just getting into wood burning. They want to try adding some color, but they don't either feel comfortable spending the money for a higher grade product, or they just want to test. So that is how I'm coming at it for these pencils, to use them, but try to figure out also how to protect them. So what happened on that other sheet doesn't happen to your pieces. That is my goal. So that's why I've got a bigger chart, because part of it will be UV sprayed and exposed to see if the UV spray will help save it. So let's get going. I'm going to do a couple of the lines. Actually, it'd probably be easier if I do short lines.
And then burning first. Okay.
Yep, I'm going to burn first. And that's just so I can keep the colors separated. I could also do a little shading to see how the colors look over the burning, to see if they're more opaque or if we can see our burning and it doesn't alter it too much. I'm using my 17 SR set on 4. I'm going to have to up the camera again. Oop, I need to scooch back here. This does not have to be perfect. It just needs to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Link's lady, that's Shirley, right?
Mm-hmm.
She had to make her special coffee.
Yay, group of special coffee.
Somebody else had special coffee too.
So I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm not going to do the whole board because I do want to do the sunflower and what I'm doing with the sunflower, because I wanted to not only do swatches with these, and I'll be doing this in the future with any pencils I test, but I also wanted to do a small piece to see how it looks with an actual piece. So that's why the sunflower. Now, this is a Dick Blick birch board that's 11 by 14. It's 1/8 of an inch thick. Ooh, straighten that line out. There we go. I'm not worried about if it's not a perfectly straight line. We're just going to do one square, I think, just so, because I was off right there. And I'm going ahead and making these thick, because I can always, because in doing this it also allowed me to test the burning on this board with the UV spray and see how the burning holds up. I know it holds up fine, but
Thank you, Carrie. She's just reminding people to hit the thumbs up.
Thank you. Just thicken that just so I have it.
What tip is that you're using?
This is a 17 SR.
Looks like a paper clip.
I could see that. Ooh, off on my line.
Still straighter than I could do.
Well, what I can also do is use my glass. Line it up. If I'm going to be crazy about this. But again, it's a test board. What I care about are the colors. And the glass does act a bit like a heat sink and take some of the heat out of the pen.
How do you compensate for that?
I pushed into the wood so I can run the tip along that line.
So you don't turn the heat up or anything?
No, I'm not going to use it anyway. It's going to bug me. Because I'm only doing a small square instead of... Another way you can do straight lines So use a butter knife without a serrated edge. But that's only if you're outlining. Alright, so we got a square. So I've been trying to figure out how much with the burning that I want to test. This being, I don't want the full square. I know I don't want the full square burned. I think I'm going to put a gradient right here. That way I can have solid color that brushes over the gradient. And then I can block off and spray one corner with a UV spray, have this raw, and then have this as the control color.
Sky says, love that tip for lines. Time to place an order.
Yep. I don't do a whole lot of lines, but when I do. Alrighty, so I'm just going to guesstimate at what's half. Again, I do want solid color. And this is the 18 small spear shader. And I'm on 4. Because this is birch, requires more heat. I'm not going to freak out if I'm not in the middle or anything like that. Just a bunch of ovals going in the direction of the grain. Doesn't have to be a perfect burn. It's just so I can see what's going to happen with these pencils. Now with these pencils, I told the lady that I'm testing them before I'm doing a video on them. Because I want to be able to see what the pencils do and then hopefully give you guys some tips on protecting your art. That is my goal. Alrighty.
Well, I mean, especially, all art, you want to protect it, but like, especially for pyrography, because it takes so long to do.
You worked hard.
It's a shame to do something and then lose your detail.
I remembered why I quit using these Dick Blick boards.
Why is that?
They just don't burn as well. Because this is a 4 and it should be darker. But I also found out these boards are a lower grade plywood. And I'll show you how I know for a fact it's lower grade. Though in all fairness to Blick, they sell these for painting, not for burning. I guess we just put some light. And the way I know that this is not a high grade plywood, that patch right there. That patch lowers the grade. That means it's a lower grade. They can't sell it as a higher grade. So that's how I know. That's why I switched over to Cacao. I'm actually going to bump up to 5 because I do not want to be here all day doing this. Alright, so... Oops. Oh well. Not gonna freak about it. Now you can also and should
just a little bit on. You're not quite off, but you're just like barely on.
Okay. There's another reason if you're not testing color, whether you've gotten a new burner, a new tip, new to burning, this board is also good for practicing strokes or documenting the heat settings of your pens. I would pick a wood that you will use a lot. I had this in my cabinet. I won't be using it for a regular burning piece. So that's why I chose it for the test piece. Let's put a little bit of burn on either side that's softer. And what we're looking for when this comes out of the window is to see how much of the burn shows through, but also to see how much it fades by itself. So it's kind of also a test of UV spray to see how important that is. Alrighty. So even at 5, it's not burning as dark. I might need to switch over to the extra small at a higher number. That'll probably be a better choice. So I'm going to switch over to the extra small, turn my heat back down to 4 because I don't need it that high on this pen. Whew, take a drink. Ah, are you hot? I'm hot.
No, but I'll turn the thing off.
Please. I've got a Santa hat on. That's hot. Alrighty. It's hot. There we go. Let's see how this pen. I've never used this pen on the Dick Blick boards. It also didn't sand as well. But I did sand both sides up to 400 because that's my normal sanding. And the other side I can use for another test down the road. Skipping over the patch. See, we can see, yeah, I'm not liking. It's been so long since I burned on one of these boards. And this has been sitting in my cabinet for like 3 years. Alright, so we have enough of a burn, I think, so we're gonna have our control color that's gonna be both activated with water and just the pencil itself, just so we have both the colors.
Clackers has got to go back
Bye,
to bed.
Marcus. Thank you for coming.
It's 3 a.m. now.
Oh, yes. Please go back to bed. It'll be here when you get up. And this side is going to be the test side for both UV spray and raw. So now we can go down to the sunflower. Now, I gave this chart to the Special Toasties, Secret Toasties. So they have it, but I also just gave them the straight sunflower. So if they just wanted to use the sunflower for a piece, they could. Alrighty, so now we know the dark inside here because we got our sunflower over here. We are not fully burning this in because here is my thought process with using the sunflower. So I'm going to make the board all like this for all the colors, right? And then the purpose of the sunflower is for me to take those colors, as many as I can, probably more the ones that I know aren't light fussed, like the pinks and purples and the yellows. And I'm going to put the colors in the petals, so it's going to be a rainbow sunflower by the time I'm done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover half of it, and that's why I need the same color on both sides, so I have something to judge off of to see what it looks like. And then part of it's going to be UV sprayed and the other part not, so that we have a full test with the burning. We also see what the burning does with and without the UV spray, although maybe I need to do a test area that's under the control that's actually varnished, or should I varnish the UV one? I'll varnish the UV one of the test square. That way we can see how it is when it's fully finished, like if it was a fully finished piece. So that is the purpose of the sunflower. It is going to be a rainbow sunflower. In my head, it looks cool. So I'm going to quickly get my darks here. Not everything. I have to be careful on how I burn this because I need room for that color. So I'm going to need to make sure I'm not burning it as much as I normally would. So we're going to get our little zigzags in. I'm at 4, using the tip and the tip top half. So we got some darks in here. And I'm going to bring it in. Doesn't have to be perfect. I need to be able to have all kinds of variation in order to see how everything acts. I'm going to zoom in here. See, even at 4 with this pen, I need to slow down in order to get a really big dark. But this area has a lot of texture, so we will work with it. Get some darks in there. And then I'll do a part of the outside, and then I'll do a couple of the petals. So you guys get an idea of what I'm doing with this test board. And why test boards really are, they are a wealth of knowledge. And they're good practice, especially if you're uncomfortable with burning still because you're new. Because nobody has to see your test board. You're doing these things for yourself to see where you need to adjust and how to do different things. So whether it's for color or it's for your pens, it is definitely worth it. All right. So I think for the colored pencil or the watercolor pencils, I'm going to have to use the darks in the center. So we'll just put some texture in here. Doesn't need to be overly burned. In fact, you could outline everything if you wanted to. But I wanted some burn to see how everything's going to go. Alright, so that's our light center. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now we have all of this, the stamens. Yeah, I think it's the stamens. On the outside, I'm actually going to take my large ball tip, because it'll be a lot faster, put it on 5, and I'm only going to do half. We're just going to come out this way so that you have an idea of how I'm doing this. Hot. Whew. There you go, warm under this hat.
Yeah. Your hat, that hat's like my other one.
Yeah.
It's really warm.
Alrighty. So we are going to very quickly stipple. We do want some of this texture because we need to see how everything works together. So if you notice, I'm squiggling. Very technical term. I'm squiggling and doing some stippling taps. And look how much of that texture we're getting without even trying for the sunflower. Squiggles and taps. We don't have to worry too much about shading to make it look real. In fact, down the road, if I guess people want to live on doing the actual sunflower, since I already have the pattern, we can do that. This is about testing. See, if I do some of the lines, it looks like we have the stamen coming out, and then the squiggles, or we're seeing the top of the stamen. But it's really that easy. It may look overwhelming, but just relax your hand. I am on 5, and this is birchwood. Only repeating that in case anybody came in after I had said what it was. See, look at that. Look how quickly I filled this in, and we have the texture of the sunflower. So the colors in here, I may test the browns as well. Maybe some yellow. Not sure. But I'm coming out from the center so we get those rays without trying. The texture of everything following the direction of Yeah, remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a test board. Work out all your angst on it. Maybe I should call it an angst board. Because you're working out so many things on it. Whether it be feeling overwhelmed about adding color to a piece, you really want to do it, but you're not sure how it's going to look. Or just feeling stressed. Alrighty. Cut that line because it's driving me nuts. So now we can switch over. We're going to go back to the 18 extra small because it's the smoother pen for this. I'm going to go with 3.5. Take a drink. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. This is a test. So yeah, the darker ones I think I'll test in here to go with the dark burn. Yummy. Alrighty. So 3.5. Now when I change this photo to sepia, the petals went away. I'm going to go down to 3. The petals all grouped together. But we are going to, actually an outline might not be a bad thing. But I want it to be a light outline. So if you don't feel comfortable not doing an outline with a burning, the lighter the better. Because then it's easier to blend in. But this is a test board, so I don't have to care. Right?
Yeah.
Because I catch myself caring. So I'm telling myself I don't have to. Don't have to. This pen is giving me a smoother outline. I'm not even looking at the photo anymore. It's just a test piece. If I was doing it for real, it wouldn't look like this. Would not be like this.
Well, you're filling all this with color, right?
Yeah, it's all going to be color, so I don't think I need to be as adamant. I need some burning just so I can see how it reacts, but other than that, this pen's actually doing pretty good with outlines.
Which one is it?
This is the 18 extra small. But it's smoother than a ball tip. So, yeah, in the future we'll do a real sunflower. But this is going to have color on it fully. So, don't think we need to be pushing for realism this time.
We should probably show off Burl's stuff.
Yes.
We actually, some people have had to go, so we came down on viewership.
So we're going to take a quick break. We're staying on camera. Burl, thank you so much for our package. We got it last night, but I wanted to surprise you. So Burl sent this.
She sent us 2 pounds of uncut Canadian.
Yes.
In a brown bag.
Uncut Canadian right here. She sent us awesome, wonderful stuff. Everything she made, and I think that's absolutely fabulous. We have Sasquatch Stout Soap, which is so cool. We have this beautiful flower. I think you did fabulous on your swirls. I love it. We'll have to talk about which soap this one is, because I have eczema. She did really good on not making everything smelly.
And it's a good thing that you label them as soap because they look awfully delicious.
They do look delicious. We have Off Trail Pale Ale soap, so you can get drunk while getting clean. He's gonna say, that's not what happens. Okay, that's that he said maple syrup or Crown Royal. That sounds good. Let's see here. This one is mine. I know this is mine because we talked about it. And this is Soap of Cleopatra. And he intentionally used ingredients for eczema to help calm it down. So I cannot wait to use it. It came out so pretty from the mold too. Love it. Although I think he's kind of sending us a message. This is a lot of soap. He can smell you in Canada.
That's not good.
And look how beautiful this one is. You just did a fabulous job. And this one is Alkanet soap.
Is that a soap that's never going to get used? Is that going to be decorative soap?
No, these are all meant to be. It's a sunflower. I just saw it. It's a sunflower.
But what I'm asking
how funny is that?
Are you going to be okay with using it? Or is this going to be something that sits...
Maybe not this one because it's really...
That's what I thought.
They're all pretty.
They're
all beautiful. I kind of like the swirly one.
We're going to be dusting this
and
thing.
then we got these wonderful magnets.
Beautiful.
He's so cute. I love it. He's so cute. And he put a magnet on it for us. So I'm thinking is actually mine attached to the wall back there on my shelf holder thingy.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'll try.
And then I think this is darling. Yep. Okay. He said unscented and a natural plant colorant. Perfect. So, considering the 2 years the world has had, I think this is absolutely darling, though we do not want to make the big C darling. Big C is dangerous. But look at that! I think it's so cute.
That's a good...
He did a beautiful job on cartooning it.
Yeah.
You know, I absolutely love it.
That's good. It's a good thing for 2021.
It is. It's perfect for 2021. It's going to go on the tree.
Yep.
I just wanted to show it on the screen first.
High on the tree.
You did a wonderful job on the cartooning. Absolutely wonderful. I'm so proud of you.
High on the tree so the dogs can't
get at it. The dogs can't get at it.
Yeah.
And then a wood soap holder. Feels all good. I love wood. And there we go. All these wonderful things. Thank you so much, Burl. I love it. And I got some burnings. I love getting your guys' burnings. It always makes me so, so happy. So thank you. Okay, why are we at Ravens? What did I miss? I missed something.
No, you didn't. Carrie was saying thank you for the nice comments on the crow. And Burl said you might want to say ravens because of Val.
No,
basically.
No. Ravens and crows are two different birds, in all fairness.
Pale ale is mine.
Pale ale is yours?
Which one's pale ale? Soap with clear.
Okay, so he's saying that the big C ornament is sealed with Mod Podge and then sealed with UV spar urethane.
Oh, looks nice.
Now, is it Mod Podge actual varnish? And there's a reason I'm asking, because Mod Podge specifically says on the bottle it is not a varnish. So, but you sprayed it with you put your spray urethane, so totally fine. Totally fine. So let's just get our petals in here. Let's see here, I lost this line, so we're just gonna make it go this way. There we go. And then I added the leaves because I felt like I needed more area to test with. But the Super Toasties don't have to use the leaves if they don't want to, because it's not in the reference photo. Oops, got a little dark with that one. Again, I need to be careful and not get over anxious about this. It's just a test board. We just need to see what it does.
Earl says no, it's like a watered down glue, but it keeps the wood from darkening and blowing out the burn.
Okay. whatever works, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons I use the spray varnish, the spray UV spray, because it doesn't darken the wood as much. And then I'm testing liquitex on some pieces. So again, I'm not going to stress about outlines on this one. I need the area to test. Alrighty. So we got any questions so far?
No.
So I've talked to the Super Toasties about this. I need to hear from everybody else. So if you're watching this on replay, please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. Every January is Portrait Month on my channel. And we have done a self-portrait. We've done a portrait of somebody else, which that was my grandmother I need to finish. This year, or next year, technically, what I'm thinking is we take a famous portrait from a master artist. So the piece the piece of art you would need to use needs to be 75 years or older, because unless the family has continued copyright, it's out of copyright. 75 years or older. And I don't care what artist, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how we discuss this in the Super Toasty Live. The purpose of this is to learn another artist and see how they see things, because we all see things differently. And master studies are great practices. So I haven't decided if what I'm going to do is take an old painting and then put our granddaughter's face in place of the person. So it looks like our granddaughter was from the 1500s or something. Or if I should just do a straight piece of art of a master. I haven't decided that yet. But I probably should decide that in the next week, because I think next live we are going to work on the drawing tablet and Photoshop.
When is our next live?
Next Tuesday.
That's
December
okay, that's what
28th.
Do we have any more lives this year, I guess?
Yes, we have one more live this year. And then we go into 2022. So I need to work it out, but that's what we're looking at for our portraits this year, next year. For 2022 portraits, is to take a master and learn from them. Because there's always so much to learn from them. So this means if you want to take Vermeer's Lady with Pearl earring and burn that, you absolutely can. Vermeer was what, 1600s?
Yeah, I think so.
And Dutch. He's Dutch.
Yep.
And been way gone. Way gone.
Kathy Grimes.
Hey,
says,
Kathy.
Hey, y'all. Just wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, wonderful New Year. Holiday hugs to everyone. Be safe.
Thank you, Kathy. Happy holidays. Actually, Merry Blessed Yule today.
Is it?
Today is Yule.
Yule?
In fact, at 11 and 8 minutes, Yule officially starts based on the sun.
You'll love it.
You'll love it. You'll love it. Alright, so this is a leaf. So I'm actually going to go dark with this line, so I don't lose it with the petals. And again, to see how the greens will react. Put some shading in there, because we didn't have a leaf on the other side.
It's not on your reference, is it?
No, it is not on the reference. I drew the leaves.
Gotcha.
I made them up.
Oh.
They are made of leaves.
It's not real.
It's not real. Because I made them. Therefore, I guess they are real.
In regards to Yule, says, yay. Beryl says, yay, the days start getting longer again. They're pretty short.
See, but I prefer them short.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. I'm an introvert who likes the dark. Okay, so we just got some shading in.
I used to really dislike this time of year going to school growing up.
Well,
because I'd get up and it'd be dark and I'd go to school. I'd get up at 8 o'clock and then I'd go to school and it'd get light around noon. And then school let out about 3 and it was already getting dark.
okay, in all fairness, you're in Alaska.
Yeah.
The rest of us normal people didn't do that.
It's not quite that bad here. But
No.
it does get dark much, much earlier. And I do appreciate that because I've lived in places where
It's dark
it
at
doesn't
5:30.
really change all that much. You know, closer to the equator, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm used to it being darker in the winter for longer.
Alrighty.
We're also at sun. I need sun and heat.
Yes, she gets very cranky. Barley gets very, very cranky. Well, and February 26th and 27th, you can come down here for the desert woodcarving show. This may be the last one I participate in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it'll be, it'll be what, 70s and 80s down there, at least.
Oh yeah, 70s at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you sad about?
Do what?
You sounded sad.
I was drinking. I said, well, yeah, 70s is sad to me.
Oh.
Burl likes it hot,
Yeah.
warmer. I prefer it colder. Alrighty.
Hey, you want to go down there?
To do an art show? Yes. See, we can see the difference with this pen on the squigglies. It's not squiggly. That is squiggly. Alright, so I will get... I'm still working on the New Year surprises. The first 6 will go out hopefully by Friday. I have to finish varnishing them. So, let's see here. That would be going out is Marcus's, Moritz, Spence, Burl, Sheila, and Linda Lou. Those are the first 6 going out.
Let's go out tomorrow.
Oh, I gotta go. I've already spray varnished them because I did some special stuff to your Christmas presents this year, or Happy New Year surprises.
Sometime in the next year, surprise.
No, they will get it in the next month. I've got 18 to do now, so that's a lot to get done. But I will get this board done in that process.
Gotcha.
And then next week, we will work on the computer. That way I can do a pattern.
Okay.
And work on. So this is a pretty big board.
Yeah, it is.
I will finish outlining. I will do all the shading and lines for here. And then I will do the color.
I like how you structured this live. Because I'm not going to lie, I saw all those blocks and I was like, oh no.
No. Sometimes you just need to put headphones on of whatever music you want to listen to and just go. And that's what I need to do with those squares.
Bro's asking about her Christmas present. She says diamond encrusted.
Sure.
Sure. You believe what you want.
Sure. In your brain, it can be whatever you want. We'll just say they're shiny.
Yeah.
There's some shiny going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there is some shininess going on. They might as well be diamond encrusted. I started so long ago.
What you're talking about, because we have this connection.
Yes. Stop it!
It's already in there.
Oh, you're a butthead.
Yeah.
You are a butthead.
Can you drink? All right. Is you gonna be okay?
Yeah. I agree with you, Sheila. I agree. So, do we got anything else?
I don't think so.
So, if you're watching this on replay, tell me, will you be making test boards so you have an idea of what's going on? If you're putting this in the window, I mean, you can put it outside, but it would need to be protected from rain and all the other wet stuff that comes from the sky. But It tends to be easier with a window, and I tell you this because your art's going to be behind a window. Now, if you've got an outdoor piece, that's all different stuff. This is for indoor pieces hanging on the wall. Testing behind a window makes it where you're recreating what a piece of art would already be going through. And that's what we want to do. That's why pick a piece of wood that is scrap, but something you'll be using a lot. I use a lot of birch, so this works fine. Pick a pattern that's easy, that you can add the colors however you want to. Again, I'm doing rainbow for my sunflower, so I can just see the different colors. I tried to lay it out where it would be somewhat easy to spray, meaning I'll have to cover up part of it and spray, uncover it, and yeah, but it'll be fine. It'll tell. Actually, I just need to spray one side and then change how I cover up the color. So that's not even hard to do.
Okay.
Uh-oh, Spence isn't a bling kind of guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hope you like Christmas. Alrighty, so again, let's look at the colors real quick. This is why we test. And this is what light fast issues look like. And this is why we need to be careful on the products we use. Even colored pencil. I'm really shocked. I did not expect the pinks to look the way they do. I thought they'd be lighter. I did not expect them to be white. Now, when I pulled this out of the window in October of 2019, I put it in the dark. I put it away in the dark so there was no more light interfering with the colors. I did make sure to do that. This is crazy, isn't it? I need to take photos of this and post it in the group.
This is why it's also really important to document your work, so that you have a record of it when it's at its best. Because if you sell a piece to a client, and you can tell them like all day long, like, hey, don't hang this in direct light.
Yeah.
And that they may do exactly that. And so like years later, you know, that piece might be faded because it was in the sun every day, you know, for hours at a time. So,
in fact, the light for this direct light, granted, would change from winter to summer, but it would get no less than 3 hours of direct light from an east window. So that means come noon, there is no direct light hitting it at all. In the summertime, though, I think it's about 1 o'clock there's no light hitting it. And right now, I think it's about 11 with no direct light hitting it in the wintertime. But there's nothing in the afternoon sun, meaning there's nothing at the highest part of the day directly hitting my east window. So these colors are fading is not even from the highest temperatures. So this is why it's important to do test pours. I thought the blues might last a little longer on this, but no. Not at all.
Guess not.
Yeah, all the color. The color you see in the middle is my control. But even my control faded in some areas. That is crazy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And some of it was direct color applied, some of it was watered down color. Wow. But the colored pencils, I didn't expect that. Thought they'd last a little longer. So these are the old Expert 48 Arteza colors. Because I have seen people recommend Arteza colored pencils. That is what will happen to them.
Yeah.
Yep. That is what will happen to them. Alrighty. Now, what do we say? Say it with me. You got the controls. You've got the power.
I don't. You have it.
Now I have the power.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You know what to say with me.
Okay.
You're awesome. You can do this.
Yes,
Why?
I know.
Because you're a pyro artist.
Oh, I don't know.
Happy Merry Yule and Happy Holidays. See you after Christmas.
Yep. Hope you've been good.
Lunch.